When we last left off, Pain was searching for Naruto while Kakashi was cooling off in the dirt. Pain confronts the Hokage and attempts to get her to reveal where Naruto is hiding. Now, if any of you are familiar with Tsunade, you know that's not gonna happen. Unfortunately, Pain can read minds, so he doesn't need her permission to find out. The human path reads Shizune's mind, the right hand of the Hokage, Tsunade, and learns where Naruto has been, training with the Toad Sages on Mount Myoboku. Having found what he came to the Leaf Village for, Pain is growing more and more frustrated with these happy-go-lucky villagers and thinks they could all do with a heavy dose of suffering and, well, pain. Pain sends Conan and all of the other paths but the Deva path away from the village, and floating above it, reduces it all to dust with one use of Shinra Tensei. When the dust settles, standing there is none other than Naruto. He's completed his training and is sporting a lot of new power, a knot of toad friends, and some very sick eyeshadow. Conan fully retreats to take care of Nagato, who's in pretty bad shape after his renovation no jutsu. In the midst of delivering a decisive blow against the Asura path as it attempts to attack and end Tsunade, Naruto tells Granny Tsunade to relax, have some tea, while he takes care of Pain. Naruto and the Toads take out quite a few of the paths of Pain, while the Deva path is recharging from that extreme Shinra Tensei. In one such instance, the Preta path, which can absorb chakra, makes the mistake of holding onto Naruto and holding him still, which allows him to replenish his Senjutsu chakra, entering Sage Mode again, and feeding that Preta path a heavy dose of natural energy to the point where he becomes a Toad statue, like could have been the fate of Naruto in his training to be a sage. By this point, the Deva path is fully recharged, and utilizing his push and pull abilities makes it so he can pin Naruto to the ground with some of the chakra receivers. While educating Naruto on the cycle of hate and endless suffering that the world has endured, he's attacked by Hinata Hyuga, who is desperate to try to save Naruto from this fate. Naruto pleads for Hinata to run, knowing that she's not really in Pain's league, but Hinata knows this too and cannot leave Naruto's side, and confesses for the first time that she loves him. Unfortunately, Pain makes short work of her, and she is seemingly killed by the Deva path. Naruto refuses to take this lying down, though, and no amount of piercings are going to keep him on the ground. Naruto's emotional reaction causes the Kyuubi chakra to leak out at such a rate that he goes straight into the second stage of his Kyuubi transformation. Unlike the first stage where he's just enveloped by the Nine-Tails chakra, this is a mix of the Nine-Tails chakra and his own blood, as the chakra is so powerful and so heated, it actually burns away his skin. As the fight escalates, so does his transformation, and he actually reaches 6 tails out of 9, along with a skeleton forming around Naruto's body. This proves way too much for even Pain as the Deva path, and so he attempts to get closer to his actual body where Nagato is, so he can transfer more chakra to use an incredibly powerful technique of the Deva path, Chibaku Tensei. And he is successful, creating a singularity that pulls a lot of the surrounding land and Naruto into it. But Naruto, now releasing up to 8 of Nine-Tails, is not able to be contained even by this. There's a lot more to why all of this happens, but the short version is Naruto's father, Minato, who sealed the Nine-Tails in him originally, also sealed just a little bit of chakra in that seal, so that if it ever became as loose as it has been now, in this moment, he would be able to show up one last time and tighten the seal so that Naruto wouldn't die and become the Nine-Tails. Naruto manages to return to his normal state in full Sage Mode, finally ready to end the fight with Pain. Through some quick thinking and Shadow Clone assistance, Naruto is not only able to eliminate the Deva path with a Rasengan, but is also able to learn the location of Nagato, who is the actual person controlling Pain. Naruto goes to confront Nagato in person, and rather than just immediately attacking him, asks him to tell him more about himself, and so he can understand where he's coming from. This is partly due to Naruto's nature, and partly because they were both students of Jiraiya. If Jiraiya was willing to teach Nagato, Naruto thinks that means they must have something in common. Nagato tells Naruto what he has been through and how it shaped his worldview, and Naruto Naruto displays a lot of empathy, realizing just how little of it was Nagato's fault. He doesn't condemn Nagato for thinking this way. He simply disagrees with what Nagato has been doing in his pursuit for that world peace. Naruto, having learned all this, decides that he is not willing to perpetuate the cycle of hatred and will choose instead to give forgiveness, even to those who don't necessarily deserve it. This moves Nagato more than he ever thought possible, and he chooses in that moment to bring back everybody in the village who he killed at the cost of his own life using Rinne Rebirth. And luckily for the Kakashi fans out there, this includes Kakashi. Nagato entrusts Naruto to bring peace to this war-torn world his way, and passes away with a smile. Would that be where it ended, but that slimy snake Kabuto and his zombie army Tensei can't let anybody rest in peace, can they? Nagato is brought back along with the rest of Akatsuki and is bound to fight in the Fourth Shinobi World War. Initially still frail and unable to move on his own, Nagato leans on Itachi in order to move around in this form. The two bond a bit over their shared ignorance in what they'd been doing, and over the fact that they're currently being manipulated for the use of their extremely powerful dojutsu. The two encounter Naruto and Killer Bee, who is the Jinchuriki of the Eight Tails, and even though they have no animosity towards these two, Kabuto has the leash, and he bids them to fight. Nagato does his best to help Naruto counter all of the attacks he's being forced to throw Naruto's way by verbally coaching him about the attack's weaknesses. Itachi breaks free of Kabuto's control using shenanigans we'll get to in another video, and Kabuto quickly shuts down Nagato's mind and will in response. That way, he won't be able to do the same. Now without a will of his own and subject to Kabuto's whims, he takes on Naruto, Killer Bee, and an undead Itachi all at once. Even though Nagato is as physically frail as he was near the end of his life, he is still a major threat. Killer Bee is taking this threat seriously. Maybe too seriously. Covering in a chakra cloak from the Eight Tails chakra within, he hits Nagato with a lariat, and that physical touch, combined with Nagato's Preda path, means he's able to absorb the Eight Tails chakra and restore himself physically. Now the three are facing an undead Nagato restored to full physical capabilities with all of the paths of pain at his disposal. This makes for an impressive fight, but Naruto, Bee, and Itachi are not pushovers, and so they're able to actually stop Nagato, and Itachi is even able to release him from Kabuto's control in the last moments before they help him release the Edo Tensei on him entirely. These last moments with Naruto seeing just how right he was to put his faith in him in the first place is what seals the deal, allowing him to finally move on at rest. His journey was long and full of pain, but Naruto maintained it in a respectful manner by choosing to focus on his ideals of peace rather than the actions he took to achieve it.